$118 million Caitlin Clark influence pushes Diana Taurasi to assert strong WNBA verdict. Diana Taurasi versus the rookie. That's literally how the Phoenix Mercury hyped their game last season against the Fever, the matchup that had everyone buzzing because Caitlin Clark was about to be drafted. Now, that tagline walked a pretty thin line between pure genius and a bit of a flex that rubbed some people the wrong way. Because, well, the whole idea that Diana Taurasi wasn't exactly impressed with Clark became the hottest topic around. And honestly, can you blame people? After D's blunt comments, the internet was on fire. But behind all that noise, the legend herself made sure to give the baby goat her well-deserved flowers. But before we get to that, let's back up a bit and see why Taurasi's support for Clark is such a big deal. It all started during a simulcast Taurasi did with Sue Bird at the Final Four. Someone asked DT if Clark could pull off those insane 30-foot shots she's famous for at Iowa if she played for UConn. Her answer was pretty clear-cut. Hell no. Geno Auriemma didn't even let us dribble. No chance you're doing that with Coach Auriemma, she said. Now, that was pretty funny. But not everyone saw it that way. Then came the question about who Bird and Taurasi would rather have on their team, Caitlin Clark or Paige Bueckers. DT didn't hold back. I'm taking Paige. Next question. That only added more fuel to the fire. A few more comments later, and the whole thing was spiraling. But despite the drama, and sure, DT might lean a bit toward Paige, obviously, the UConn connection. Still, she and Clark are actually good friends, too. Me and Caitlin are really good friends, Taurasi said. We get along really well. And just recently, talking with USA Today Sports, she acknowledged the impact Clark's had. What Caitlin's done in the last 3 years, for years, is just mind-blowing. The way she's taken her popularity, her fame, and really moved the game forward, can you argue with that? We often forget that Clark's star power isn't just about what she does on the court, though that list alone is impressive. It's about how she's taken this game, and the cities she's played for, to a whole new level. First, there was her phenomenal 4 years at Iowa. Clark didn't just bring hype to the Hawkeyes. She put them on the map. Iowa City's mayor even claimed that increased attendance during Clark's career generated $82.5 million in benefits for the local economy. The school retiring her jersey number 22 to immortalize her was fitting enough. Then came Indiana. Records shattered everywhere. Stats, attendance, merchandise, viewership. When Dr. Ryan Brewer, a well-known valuation expert, crunched the numbers, he was shocked. So much so that he ran the calculations again and again. And obviously anyone would be surprised when a player's economic impact on the city of Indianapolis comes upwards of $36 million. When we add both, it turns out that Clark has brought in a whopping $118 million to the cities she's played for. Now we get why Taurasi, during an interview with USA Today Sports, said she's, Clark, going to take this league as far as she wants to. But you know that's not what impresses DT the most about CC? What is it then? It's Clark's love for the game. What's your perspective on? Is Caitlin Clark the new face of the WNBA, or does Taurasi still hold the crown? Have an interesting take? Debate. But the thing I love the most about her is she loves the game of basketball. She works at it. Taurasi followed it with a bold statement. She plays at a level that no one has reached yet in the WNBA. The moment you hear that, you can't help but immediately think about her incredible range. The Brazilian national team found that out the hard way during an exhibition match against the Indiana Fever when Clark pulled up from a staggering 36 feet out and sank a jaw-dropping 3. Then, in a game against the Liberty, Clark nailed 3 shots from over 30 feet, 34, 31, 31, and 3 more from beyond 27 feet, 28, 27, 27. For context, the official three-point line in the WNBA is 22 feet. And beyond the stats and highlights, Clark brings that fire, that grit, the kind of drive that makes legends. The same kind of fire Taurasi had for 2 long decades. And who knows that better than Sophie Cunningham? Sophie Cunningham sees Taurasi's legacy alive in Caitlin Clark. Sure, many know Sophie Cunningham as Caitlin Clark's enforcer on the court, but long before that, Sophie was grinding at Phoenix Mercury alongside the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. When Cunningham came to Indiana, she said she felt lucky to have played with a giant like Taurasi, and now she's getting to play with the baby goat, Clark. Cunningham spent 6 years with Phoenix, soaking up everything she could from Taurasi's legendary mentorship. But when DT retired at 40 after a 20-year career, Sophie found herself in a new chapter. Even now, she holds nothing but love and respect for both players, two destined to go down as some of the greatest in the game. When Sophie returned to Phoenix, she made it clear Taurasi will always be her WNBA GOAT. DT will always be my GOAT, Cunningham said. I've never met someone who thinks the game how she thinks. I've just never seen anything like that. But she added, the way that Caitlin thinks of the game, that's a really close second, Sophie added. They're always 10 plays ahead of everyone. It's not just about respect, it's about shared greatness. Taurasi is the only player in league history to eclipse 10,000 points, while Clark set the all-time assist record as a rookie, two milestones that highlight their unique impact. Just like that, as Sophie sees it, with Caitlin Clark carrying that same relentless mindset and vision, Taurasi's legacy isn't just alive, it's evolving right before our eyes.